In order to make a fundamentally successful game, it has to exceed all the competitors in a way unlike the others. With Battlefield, it brings realistic parallelism to war stories and how people experience them. With CSGO, it brings unlimited replayability with its own economy. With Escape from Tarkov, it brought hyper-realistic gunfights and strategy. So what does Phantom Forces bring to the table? And how has it been successful in the past? And is it time to panic about Phantom Forces' future, with the current state of development and gameplay as highlighted in Spiral's and Strider's videos? Well, to fully understand the situation, we need to address the cause for concern. The game has always been phenomenal in regards to putting out content, which was its biggest draw. People are enticed by the boundless room for customizability, for guns mixed with the fast-paced gameplay, allowing for you to experiment with a deep roster of guns for hours and hours. People are hooked playing this game to unlock new weapons, to try those new weapons out, and to optimize their builds. So how is this game on such a decline? If you weren't aware, Phantom Forces has been on a downward trend since around July of 2022. The downward tick of people is no coincidence, as the updates since then have been becoming more and more scarce. The existing issues with the team being unable to find contractors is a primary concern. The two original contractors who were able to push out frequent updates which completely changed the game stepped down due to ethical reasons, and our new contractor is not following up in their footsteps. For whatever reason, the dev team is resistant to the idea of hiring multiple contractors, leaving one person in charge of all the balancing and changes for hundreds of guns. It's only expected he's unable to keep up with the current game. I mean, I don't want to bash the guy, but the updates we've been getting recently have been few and far between. But don't get me wrong, by no means are these updates bad. I actually believe the scope update that we just received recently was one of the best ones we've gotten in a long time. But unfortunately, not everyone is of the same opinion as me. If you look at the player count graph, each uptick is an update, which shouldn't be surprising at all. In order to keep the momentum currently going from the scope update and enhanced marketing, the game needs to take a step forward in update production. Without the content additions that we had seen 2 to 4 years ago, the game will never be able to reach anything close to its former player count. The team has an opportunity right now, more than ever, to regain the player count that was formerly held. But honestly, I don't think they're going to take advantage of this scenario. There are some devs that are still very passionate about the game, no doubt in my mind, but that can't be said for all of them. The interaction on the Discord and passion from the devs that we've seen in the past is just gone. The roadmaps, updates, and experimental content and teasers that have been frequently posted online are just non-existent now. But it's not only the devs that are putting the game's position in jeopardy. Content creators are underlooked in the effect that they have in drawing a crowd and encouraging people to play games. Some of the largest content creators, such as Ruby, are still going strong in Phantom Forces-based content, which is undoubtedly one of the only reasons, in my eyes, that the game is doing so well right now. But, that being said, with some content creators like Strider migrating to BattleBit, it really affects the game. Look, I completely understand him switching over to BattleBit, a more popular and modern game, and honestly, if I was in a situation, I would probably do the same. A new game means new opportunities for content, and he himself has said that he's bored of the game, so in no way is he to blame. But it can't be understated the effect that I believe this has had on the game. Each video he made was getting around 20k views on Phantom Forces. That is a draw. One of Phantom Force's most attractive draws to the game is the community, now that it's lost consistent quality updates. There are hundreds of content creators out there pumping content out, but that's slowed down recently. I think that this is one of the most important reasons as to why Phantom Force's time might be closing in. But, as I said before, this is a salvageable situation for the developers, and only they can fix this. But I don't know if they have the passion to do so. The updates have always stood out in comparison to other FPS games, and even other Roblox games for that matter, which are known for quick updates. But now that it doesn't have that leg up anymore, all it has is the deep content, which isn't enough to keep the OG players invested. We need the community to reestablish itself as what it was before, when the official Discord was thriving, getting people hyped for the next update and interacting with the developers. And the only way to do this was for the developers to initiate it. So until something like that happens, I can't imagine Phantom Forces has a bright future, which is disheartening as a content creator. But as they are toying around with a bar and H-car in the upcoming update, two guns that very obviously define the term power creep, I can't see it ever hitting 10,000 concurrent players again. I know this video is hypercritical, but I do think that the updates need to be pushed out more frequently. I believe that the only solution to this problem is more content, or rather, content that is quantity over quality. The more content, the more gameplay for the high ranks and devoted players who are bored and deprived of new weapons. Between this, Spiral's, Strider's, and a few others' videos, I'm sure they will take notice and hopefully address the concerns, but until then, the game's future is uncertain at best.